ladies, to another episode of RatG TV with your hosts, Zeus and the Wellandwingnut. And they thought I was the crazy one.
Black magic. You got to know, got to show, it's time to roll. So just tell me what you want to hear. Tell me what you want, so just tell me what you want to hear.
Hello. We're a little late today, but hey, thank you for joining us a little late here today. We do appreciate it. Because it's late, it will be an abridged show. I think Steve's got to be out here in about an hour's time, so ish. We'll play it by ear, as they say. But welcome to the show. And what's up, my brother? How are you?
Good, man. Much like you, just watching some playoff football off to the side here. So when you see us not paying attention, that's what we're doing because we're in the fourth quarter here.
I've got my camera. So my camera's set up like this. Everything's on me, all my lights and everything. My microphone's here, laptop, phone, which is my camera, and right behind that's my TV. This is like, yeah. So I will be distracted as well. It is football time, but you know what? It's also time for our show, and we were supposed to do this, almost back in December?
I think we came up with the idea at the end of December.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We were going to do the Best Neighbors show. And then I think something else came up and we ended up pushing it off just because of the timing of everything. But here we are. You see, I've got my neighbors here in the background. And Steve has got the greatest, Mr. Robinson's neighborhood. I still just imagine the dress every time. Footprints. I didn't even have to take it off. Like that shit would not fly anymore. Like, Eddie. Greg Switzer. Also, the Leaf Habs game starting now. No.
Yeah, we don't have a horse in that race, so.
No, we don't. Hey, Facebook user, thanks for the black heart. Not sure who's saying hey, but we will take it.
We're both rivals, Sabres and Red Wings fans, respectively.
Yeah. My Red Wings. My Sabres have been hot again, eh? Yeah, I mean, Tage Thompson.
And they just retired one of the greatest of all time.
Ryan Miller.
Apparently, they're just handing those out now in Buffalo.
Like, you know what? They had that great run, and Miller was there.
Yeah.
And he was their guy. But
definitely deserves to be the American Hockey Hall of Fame for everything he's done for Team US.
Right. Well, Christy. Hey, how are you, Christy? Thank you for watching.
Oh!
What's up, Corbo?
Sorry.
Wait, what are you getting excited for? You're like ahead of me. Stop doing that. Just stop reacting and pay attention to the show. We are going to be talking about our top 5 favorite neighbors, fictional neighbors, be it TV, movies, whatever. But I thought it was easier, like almost the TV.
Yeah.
There's a lot of great neighbors in TV. And there's a lot that are left off our list. I'm going to give a shout out to some that you're not going to see there. You're not going to see Kimmy Gibbler. There's no, and he just barely missed mine was Urkel.
Yeah.
Right? Like that whole show was based on him. And he was only supposed to be a part-time player. And that ended up being the Urkel show.
Yeah, it did.
So yeah, we've all got some good ones there. Hi guys, just wanted to tell you I watch all the 90s show. Now I got to wait for Netflix to make more episodes. Night Court, can't wait to see where they go with this. Again, love both shows. We're going to talk about both of those. We've got both of those lined up for you. And I know that Greg also wanted to, he said he was looking forward to the show tonight because he wanted to get both of our takes on Night Court. I love Miller getting all those silver medals for Team USA, right? Mr. Wilson.
I've always said, though, too, and not to diminish the accomplishment, but I've always said winning silver in a team sport at the Olympics, it kind of sucks. I'd almost want bronze because at least you won bronze.
I mean, if you're the miracle team,
yeah,
in the 80s,
no,
you're a team
definitely.
Yeah, But if you're a team that should be challenging for the gold medal, silver just doesn't do it. You'd almost finish out of the medals and just be like, oh, it was just an off
It just
year.
sucks to be handed that during a loss, at the end of a loss. It's like,
And that's what I was going to say, Christy, as well, was Home Improvement, Mr. Wilson, and Mr. Wilson from Dennis the Menace. One of those two makes my list. Which one will it be? I'll have to stay tuned to check it out. Yeah, silver is almost the lost the gold prize. That's exactly what
you probably appreciate it more the next day.
Yeah. Like Team USA, if they lose gold in basketball, like remember the first time they lost after they started letting the pros go there? They're like, silver, we don't want this shit. So but remember how pissed we were with that what was it? What team was it? Team USA, where they got the silver medal and the kid just threw it in the stands.
That's right.
Remember that? And we were outraged about that. You should be, but not. Yeah, I mean, in the moment, right? Anyways, so those are some things. We will be distracted for sure by football, but we will also be distracted by your comments and by what you guys think. It was Sweden. That's who it was. That's right. I knew it was one of those neutral countries. Could have been Switzerland. I always wonder, like, what's the best thing about Switzerland? And I was like, well, the flag's a big plus.
I forgot the drum kit.
I'm not even sorry. I almost feel like I had to say that one at that point. It was just set right up for me. All right, you got to start it, buddy, as you do every week. Let me see your top five. I'll start with your number five with, who's your best? Oh, before we get to that, we also do have your Steve's 5-second movie review coming up later today, and you've got the movie Sick.
Yes, the Peacock original, a little post-pandemic movie. Post-pandemic. I mean, I know it's kind of rampant in a lot of places still. So, but yeah, you knew someone was going to do this, and
I've heard some things about it today on some podcasts. So I can't wait to hear what you say for this movie review. So make sure you guys stick around for that. That'll be in about 20 minutes time. But now, Steve, starting out with number 5 for your favorite neighbors. Let's give her a shot.
When I started to think about this, I was like, damn, like the Neighbors are like the cornerstone of a great sitcom. And there's just so many good ones to pick from. So come and look at my list. There'll be some that are new, but not this guy. The original Quagmire. Giggity, giggity.
I can't find him. Oh, there he is. Sorry, I couldn't find it.
Richard Klein as Larry.
Larry. What was Larry's last name on that? Oh, my God.
Larry
Robertson? No.
That would be a great trivia question. Yeah.
Yeah. Jack Tripper. Knew that.
Yeah.
But Larry's a good one, too. And what a good wingman that you can't. That's what it was. Larry Dallas. Thank you so much, Greg.
Right.
Larry Dallas. Oh, my God. The only thing would have been better if his name was Bobby Dallas. It was all a dream. All right. So who's your next neighbor on your list?
This lady's great and everything. We were a little young, but we obviously saw them later in life. Made an appearance in a couple Cheech and Chong movies, which she was fucking hilarious in. Yes. And then we saw her in like basically every sitcom from WKRP in Cincinnati to you name it.
Well, Ferris
Bueller. And she landed the role as the neighbor in Valerie, the Hogan Family, the Hogans.
Edie McClurg. Mrs. Poole was her name on that show.
That's right.
I fucking love Edie McClurg. So remember my old account, and I had like stupid amount of friends, and I had a bunch of celebrities. She was one of the celebrities that I was friends with on Facebook. And that's only because I jumped on Facebook like right when it was first starting. And my teacher from college and her were friends. Like they knew each other from the acting days. So I think she just assumed, oh, well, we know each other. Must be like. Then I had Dave Thomas. Oh, man, it was crazy. Fuck you, Dave Clow. No, I'm just kidding. Yeah. That would be a great neighbor show, though.
Right?
Right? I would
You
watch
obviously watched that show then, the Hogans.
Oh, dude, I loved it. But what was it called before the Hogans, though?
It was Valerie. Then it was Valerie's family for a season.
And then the Hogans went.
Hogan. Yeah.
She got fired, or did she pass?
I
think
don't
she got
remember
fired.
exactly.
Right?
Yeah, she got fired. I don't remember exactly what happened there, but yeah, they
Yeah,
killed her
they
off
brought
the
in,
show.
Sandy Duncan. Remember, she played Peter Pan on Broadway,
Right?
and they brought her in, and it just became the Jason Bateman
show.
Yeah,
he was pretty good on there.
he definitely was. I like that though, man. That was a great show. This is why you guys put up with me for fact checking and trivia. Exactly. You're going to be our new producer if you know how to.
Yeah, that guy could probably be it.
Yeah, fired or contract dispute. Yeah, I think that's it. Yeah. So who's up next? That's awesome. Mrs. Pool's great.
This neighbor was so good. He got his own show that ran for 11 seasons. I loved him on All in the Family, and I fucking love the Jeffersons. I've actually slowly been watching it over the last few months.
Oh, no way.
Yeah, it's not a show that you could play today for sure.
I caught an episode of it on the other day, and it was Tom.
Yeah,
the neighbors, Tom and his black wife,
right,
which was very, very woke back then, right? And their families were there, and he was trying to impress. Tom was trying to impress his wife's family. So he came in, and he was wearing like a pimp hat. He was like, "Yo, what you driving my?" I was like, "Oh my god!" It was so brilliant.
Oh man, yeah.
Awesome. That's a great one, man.
God bless late 70s, early 80s sitcoms.
Right. All right, who you got up next?
Next, they switched one of the neighbors in this show after about 4 seasons in, but they kept one neighbor. And as much as I liked the first husband, the Jefferson episodes were definitely the better ones. As we see Darcy Jefferson here with her 2 husbands, one ex, one current.
Steve. That's why you liked him.
Yeah, he took off and became like a park ranger.
Yeah. So many other different things. Wasn't when he came back the one time and he pretended he was like this big banker or something like that?
Yeah.
He was really the limo driver.
Have a few reoccurring appearances. Yeah.
It was great. I'm surprised I didn't make your number one. But then you said no to that, I knew what you're doing.
Yeah. When I got to interview her, I told her, I said, I wasn't me smoozing or trying to, because we already, kind of really got along and had a good thing going. So, but I really think that show doesn't work without the Al and Marcy conflict.
Oh, yeah. She's the antagonist.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's his.
Hey, I'm not a chicken.
Yeah, I'm not a chicken. Okay, you're a little boy.
Yeah, she could have played Peter Pan.
She may have.
But yeah, number one, we know that Larry David was based on George, Jerry, obviously Jerry, and sorry, Kenny, we're not casting you as Kramer in the Seinfeld sitcom. We're actually going to get an actor, and Michael Richards killed it, obviously, and Kenny, he had his own fame too. Like the show really parodied real life because he had the real Kenny Kramer experience. And he ran a tour bus and would take you all around New York and show you all the places. And then that became an episode of Seinfeld where Kramer started doing it.
Yeah.
Kramer reality tour. So
that's awesome.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, whatever happened to him after that? Still living off the royalties, I'm sure.
Yeah, I'm not sure what or how much he actually got, but he's definitely he's appeared at cons and he's definitely helped create his own fame for sure.
Well, maybe we'll see him at Niagara Falls one year.
Yeah, maybe.
It's got big this year, eh? Like there's a lot of big names already this year. Every year they seem to be outdoing the last year. What's up, Al? How you doing, brother? We are ranking our top 5 favorite neighbors from fictional TV shows or movies.
I just need to plug my phone in before it dies and I miss the end of this game.
Yeah. Oh, you're gonna miss the safety coming up here. As Steve goes to plug in his phone because he does not want to miss the end of the game while we do this. I guess I will set up my top 5 as well. We were talking top 5 neighbors. Steve did his top 5. If you're just joining us, he had I don't know yet. Oh, he had Mr. Dallas, Mrs. Poole, George Jefferson,
Marcy Darcy Jefferson.
Yeah. And Kramer as his number 1. First minute of play, Leafs up 1-0. Stop it. That is not news. All right, so my number 5. I went with a deep cut here. I don't know how many people are going to remember this guy. I love this guy on this show. And then I loved him even more once he started doing stand-up comedy. And then he just kind of fell off the kind of the face of the earth there. I haven't seen him in a while. But Family Ties, Alex P. Keaton's best friend, Skippy. I mean, Skippy was the dude, man.
Yeah, he was definitely funny on that show.
And I still remember watching his stand-up and still remember his routine that he did about not being 21 in the state, or the drinking age being 21 in the States. And he's like, it just doesn't make sense. I could buy a pack of smokes, I could buy liquor, and I could drive a car. And I can vote, but I can't drink. Well, that's what it was. I can drive, I can smoke, and I can go to war, but I can't drink. He's like, I do all those things. I need to drink.
Right.
So yeah, Skippy was awesome. Glades, Gravitas, Abner. Oh, Gladys Kravitz. Abner. I don't know that one. That might be a little bit before my time. Skippy Handelman. I had a high school teacher years and years ago, Mr. Shaw, who looked just like him, and the show was airing at the time. That's kind of creepy. Yeah. Donna from that 70s show would be a really awesome neighbor. She almost made my list. I'm not going to lie. She was, but I loved that 70s show up until the point where everyone started kind of leaving the show. And
yeah, I kind of fell off that show before it ended too.
Yeah. And we're going to talk about the new one very shortly. I'm going to get through this list here. Up next on my list, listen, so I went with a movie here for my number 4. Do you know the name Melvin Udall?
It does not immediately ring a bell, no.
Does this picture ring a bell?
Oh, man.
How about, does this ring a bell?
How do you write women so well?
I think of a man, and I take away reason and accountability.
And he'll know that even things like this happen for the best.
Where do they teach you to talk like this? In some Panama City sailor want a hump bar? Or is this getaway day and your last shot at his whiskey? Sell crazy someplace else. We're all stocked up here.
You know, you've never seen As Good as It Gets?
No, I never did.
Oh my God, yeah. So yeah, Melvin Udall is this OCD, maybe partially Tourette syndrome writer who's like this famous writer who lives in this swanky apartment, who lives across from Greg Kinnear, and they become unlikely friends. And yeah, it's great. Helen Hunt's in it. It's a really good movie. You know me, I like that story. Shut up. Bewitched. Oh, Bewitched. She was always called her husband Abner. That's right. Abner. Oh my God, Mrs. Achmonic. I'm sorry we forgot you. As Good as It Gets. That's right. So yeah, that was mine. My number 4. My number 3. I mean, this isn't the OG. I think the OG when it comes to the best neighbors, it's got to be Ed Norton. But this character was definitely based on him and what we kind of grew up on, especially if we had to go home at lunchtime. And that's Barney freaking Rubble. See, we both rocked the Barney laugh there. It's iconic. I mean, and what a good friendship too, right? Like the original bromance. And then number 2 on my list, I watch a show every day almost, like in the background. So it's hard for me not to include her as my number 2. And of course, I am a sucker for the Big Bang Theory. And who doesn't love Penny?
Yeah.
Like, she's great on that show.
Oh yeah.
Has nothing to do with this picture at all either. I'm just saying, it's just happenstance. That was the one that came up on the internet right away. So and Sheldon was in it. I was looking for one with a door. So Penny. So yeah. But you're a fan of Big Bang too.
Oh
right?
yeah, huge fan for sure. And she was definitely a great neighbor for sure.
Yeah. Now, is she the neighbor or are the guys the neighbors? Like, I mean, originally I think the show was, I think it's still based on about the guys, right?
Yeah.
Anyways, and then I mean, it doesn't come to, you don't get much better neighbors than a neighbor that can always kind of help you find the way. Listen, I just want to say, it's a well-known fact that Aristotle was a big fan of Wilson, and I know that I am as well. Yeah, it took me a second there to get what you're going with. Yeah. Wilson, of course, from Home Improvement. I mean, the guy was just a fountain of knowledge. Seemed like a super nice guy in real life as well. Died early, died young too, like not long after that show ended. So yeah, that is my number 1 neighbor. So who do we miss? Who do we leave off? I know we forgot Urkel, we forgot Kimmy Gibbler. But if there's someone else we missed, let us know. Fred and Ethel. Yeah. Fred. Were they neighbors though, or were they friends that just kept coming over?
No, they were the superintendents of the building, I think, and lived in the building as well.
Okay, all right, I didn't know that. Does Quagmire count as a TV neighbor?
Definitely.
Yeah, absolutely. Ned Flanders, another one we left off the list. Mr. Feeney. Mr. Feeney was a neighbor and a principal. Like, how shitty would that have been? Because remember, I think it was Mr. Cahill, like, lived like on Albert Street.
Okay.
Yeah, and like, you remember Mr. Cahill?
Yeah, oh yeah, I ran into him years later at someone's son's what do they call it?
Bar mitzvah?
No, communion.
Okay.
And he was volunteering at the church that it was happening at. Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Right on. Well, good guy. All the guys in King of the Hill. Yep. All right. So we're about to do Steve's 5-second movie review. I think we're going to do it. So right now, I'm just going to do one of my TikTokers of the week real quick right now. And then we'll throw.
Hey man, before we do that probably a movie review, man, I want to do a TikTok of the week, man.
Did I nail it? Because I wasn't even trying, and I just did knuckles. Like, what am I going to say here? Here we go. This is. If you laugh, you're going to hell.
I want to hold on to your hand.
How?
Did you catch what happened there?
I did.
So I went back and watched the original video that the mom posted. Mom's savage. It probably gives her a look like.
Oh man. Get my room ready.
We all knew you were going there anyway. So we got the movie review coming up. Before we do that, I just want to let everybody know that if you are looking to cut some costs this year, and hey, if you're looking to cut costs when it comes to internet, do yourself a favor. Go over to docnet.ca. That's right. Go on docnet.ca. Let them know RatG TV sent you, and have Tony and the crew over there at DocNet set you up with lightning quick, fast internet. This is the internet we're using here. And it is fast, it is good, it's reliable, and it is way cheaper than what you'd be paying to the big companies. And really, that's what we're looking for, right? Get the most bang for your buck. And hey, do that. You can stream your shows on there, Crave TV, and watch The Last of Us, and watch Night Court, and watch Sick. Is that the movie we're doing?
Yes.
Yes, you can watch Sick, and you can see if you agree with Steve's 5-second movie review, which is coming up right after this. So do yourself a favor. Go over to docnet.ca and have them connect the world to your home. That's it. No. Wrong segment. I mean, just before that segment. Speaking of that segment, that is Steve's 5-second movie review, where you're going to be reviewing the movie Sick. I just want to let people know how this works, if this is your first time watching. So Steve takes a movie, the movie Sick that we have here. We use the best technology in the world, and we're going to take 5 seconds and put it on the board. And in said 5 seconds, Steve is going to give us his best unbiased opinion of that movie. Steve, are you ready?
I am ready.
Wicked. Well, in that case, it's time for Steve's 5-second movie review by Steve. Yeah.
Sorry.
No, we're not. I'm doing a little bit. So, Steve, you got the movie Sick. What can you tell us about this movie before you give us the review here?
So, a follow-up to the Peacock original, They, Them. They've gotten kind of into dipping their toe into the horror genre. I reviewed that one back when it came out with Kevin Bacon. This one just came out. It's a post-pandemic movie, obviously, or however, what side of that fence you sit on if you think the pandemic's over, because I don't know anymore. But it's a movie about the pandemic, so it's a matter of time before we got one of these. And,
for sure.
Yeah,
and there's been a lot that've been out, but we just don't review those ones.
Right.
They get sent to us, though. They do get sent to us. All right. Well, Steve, if you're ready, I will, through the magic of technology, put 5 seconds on the board. Are you ready, sir?
I am ready.
Your 5 seconds is on the board. You may begin now.
Oh, God. Sorry. Oh, no, sorry. Almost got sick there.
Yeah, just bring it back. Just take it all back down.
I had to swallow that.
Yeah. There's nothing worse than swallowing your own puke. So is this movie worse than that?
It was very, very run of the mill. I know it's Peacock, and I know they kind of play it safe as far as
NBC, right?
Horror movie. But it wasn't horrible, but it was definitely very basic as far as the standard cut and paste horror movie from front to start. The twist at the end being that spoilers.
Spoilers. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
The movie takes place during the pandemic. The teenagers had a pandemic party, to see who could catch COVID or didn't catch COVID, I guess was the thing. And some of it got posted onto social media. One of the kids passed away, and someone blamed someone for that. And they definitely portrayed the bad guys or the killers in this movie. I won't say who it was, but they definitely portrayed them as the crazy people during the pandemic, the super paranoid. They definitely don't make pull any punches as far as trying to make them look like the crazy ones, I guess, as far as the killers are anyways. But yeah.
Oh, so what are you giving this movie? What's your review out of 5?
Hold on, I just got pulled out of my puke bucket here. I gave it a 1.
One.
Yeah. Again, it wasn't bad.
It was a 1. It's bad.
It was yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I get that you're trying to be like, I know this isn't too bad. Will they get 10 points? And no, they won't. No. All right. Well, there you go, folks. Make of that what you will. Maybe you want to see Sick. Maybe this is right up your alley. And as always, opinions may vary. But yeah. I think I'm gonna go with you on this one and just not watch.
Just sit back, throw your face mask on, grab some popcorn,
and just pretend. All right. Well, there you go. Why don't we do some news? Oh, it is time for the Grim Reaper himself, the Wellandwingnut of Death.
Yeah, he took it easy on us this week. Last week, I think we had 5 or 6 deaths. That's like the most we rarely have to report, maybe 3.
Yeah,
4 is a big week, but yeah, it was 5 or 6 last week. So the Reaper, he took a little time off this week, but right before the week's end, we lost a music legend, David Crosby, one of the original members of the Byrds. Of course, Crosby, Stills, Nash, and later Young. Folk music, not everybody's cup of tea, I guess, especially maybe the younger generation. But I grew up on stuff like this. I got to see Crosby, Stills, Crosby, Stills, Nash open up for Tom Petty. So that was cool.
Nice. Without Young, though.
Without Young, yeah.
Have you ever seen Neil?
I never have seen Neil Young, no.
He had a nice tribute, though, to Crosby.
Yeah, I mean, you know what? I was actually going to look for, because I'm sure he had something to say, and then I forgot.
Yeah. I forget what he said offhand, but it was really nice. But that's just a guy that touched so many lives, especially that, like the Byrds, and then like you said, CSNY.
And he was never one to hide his emotions or not give his opinion. So yeah, you got to respect a guy like that.
And he was on Roseanne.
Whether you agree
with Roseanne, wasn't he?
Was he on Roseanne? Yeah, maybe. Yeah,
I remember they were
on something.
I think he was on there for a while, like a few episodes. But yeah, and that wasn't it. We lost some other big names as well. Well,
from the wrestling world, I wasn't familiar with this guy, but you know a little bit about him.
Yeah, this is Jay Briscoe. Jay Briscoe. So he's famous from Ring of Honor, which is an independent company. They're like a lower tier, but a lot of big names came up through there. Daniel Bryant, Seth Rollins. I mean, you name it. CM Punk. They all came through there. And the Briscoe brothers were always there. Now, his real name is Jamin Pugh, but he died in a car accident on Tuesday, and he was just by his home. But he was with both his daughters, and both his daughters were taken, and they were in critical care. They had both undergone surgery, and we just recently heard that Jayle, sorry if I'm pronouncing that wrong, but Jay, the 9-year-old, has had pain on and off today. She was fitted for her back brace and sat up on the side of the bed with assistance from the staff. She was moved into a wheelchair for about an hour. Unfortunately, she still has the NG tube in place and is unable to eat or drink at this time. They're hoping that tomorrow they can take the tube out so she can eat some real food. Gracie, 12 years old, had a rough night with lots of tingling and itching in her lower legs. Today she started the day off with occupational therapy, and she has regained feeling in her lower extremities. She was also able to make movements in her lower extremities. She was able to make small movements with her legs by using her thigh muscles. So, I mean, it's a step in the right direction. And, you hate to hear that, especially when there's kids involved. It's sad to see, especially like a wrestling fan like me who watched a lot of Ring of Honor and stuff. I mean, him and like the Briscoe brothers and like Jay Lethal. Like those are who I think of when I think of Ring of Honor. And yeah, just crazy. Rip Jay Briscoe. Yeah, man. Sorry.
Yeah. And that was it for the deaths. Sorry. 27-20 final. Yeah.
Thanks. Good luck tomorrow, Steve. You're gonna need it. No. Did you guys do a Deadpool this year? No, we never do Deadpools. No. I don't know how I feel about Deadpools, honestly. I mean, I see more negatives to it than positives. It's funny maybe in the time when you're saying them, and then when they hit, if it's someone that's not, I mean, even that, I don't know. Yeah. It just seems in poor taste, and not only that, it's a Howard Stern thing. I mean, you're going to steal from somebody. Don't steal from somebody that everybody knows. Saying. Now we were talking about deaths, and geez, what was it? A few weeks ago we lost Kevin Conroy, who was the voice of Batman, and legendary. When people think of Batman's voice, that's usually the first voice people think of. And when you think of the Joker's voice, almost everybody automatically goes to Mark Hamill. Like these two, like we're two peas in a pod, like the yin and yang, but and positives. Like they work so well. And they always seem to work together, Hamill's Joker with Conroy's Batman. And Mark Hamill said recently that he just doesn't see himself being able to be the Joker to anyone else's Batman. So we've more than likely seen the end of Mark Hamill as the Joker doing the voice. So, I mean, I get it, but it's rough.
Yeah. No, I mean, they definitely had a good run.
Yeah, for sure. Well, yeah, I mean, like that, they started that, geez, in the 90s. Like we were still in high school when that came out. Yeah. Like so, yeah, man. No man walks alone.
No, and if you were watching the Monday night playoff game last week between Tampa Bay and Dallas, you got to see the this first drop of the Mandalorian trailer, which it wasn't for me. But there were some cool moments. The ending was very cool. Yeah. I'm looking forward to the show. I'm not the biggest trailer fan, so I try. Sometimes I don't even like watching them. But
my son's the exact same way. My son hates trailers.
Yeah.
But here's what I don't like now. So they made that rule. Remember we reported on it
right
4 weeks back, where if you mislead in a trailer, you can be sued now. Man, that was the only thing that I really liked about what Marvel was doing.
Right. Because they would do that, yeah.
Yeah, like they made like that the Incredible Hulk in this green form would be in Infinity War. And he wasn't. He was in the Hulkbuster suit, but he had lost his power. So they just put that in there. And they put other people in there that weren't there or took people out that. So I like that as a moviegoer. I don't want to know everything that's going to happen either, but I do need to know something about the story to get me like, right. I need to see something that's going to be like, oh shit, I got to see that just because of that moment right there, you know?
Yeah. Cause there's trailers that come out. It's like, all right, seen that movie now.
Yeah. Right. So, yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
Well,
March, I think, March that's coming.
That is. Yeah.
Yeah.
We got some other sad news not sad. I mean, the whole situation's sad. Alec Baldwin is charged with manslaughter over the Rush shooting death. Now, they were saying he might face time, him and the stunt coordinator on the show, or the person in charge of the gun.
Right.
I can understand the person. Yeah, I can understand the person who's in charge of. But listen, I'm not an Alec Baldwin apologist by any means. But did the dude from The Crow get charged?
I don't believe he did. And like you said, that is that person's job. They are the last line of defense. They are getting paid to hand the actor a cold gun.
Yes, man.
That's it. If I was in Baldwin's place as an actor, I think I would want to be in on that process right before the cameras say roll. I would want to be watch and learn and know what to look for and everything like that. I'm still not sure if we know that that's what happened. with Baldwin, but actor Douglas Stewart from Rust came to Alec's defense and said that this is an armor thing, man. Like, this is not on Baldwin,
right? And it's not even the Crow situation wasn't the first time.
No,
like,
sorry,
go ahead.
Yeah, I know. When this first happened, there was reports that said, Helena Hutchinson, as the cinematographer, she was telling, no, Alec, point it more at me for the shot.
Right.
So it's just not a good situation for anybody. And
no, and I mean, it just seems that there would be no need for any real guns on set. Period. Right. Like, we're in an age where you could put everything in post. I get that you want the flare of the bang. Use fucking a cap gun that looks like a real fucking gun. A cap gun. That's it. Then you get the bang. You can get the release. And
because like you said, they do a lot of that in post now. And I almost had this as a story, but something similar, something they do a lot in post now is a story I read. Says 85% of movies made today de-age actors.
Oh, yeah, I can see that. And what did I just saw something too, and they made somebody look skinnier in something, and I was like, oh, they must have done like they did with Chris Evans. And I can't even remember what I was thinking of at the time though, but it'll definitely come to me. At the risk of being sued, will companies reduce the time or a number of trailers? I would hope so. Julian Sands, actor from the movie Warlock and the show 24, is still missing after getting lost hiking in Mount Baldy, California. It's been over a week. Oh, no shit. I did not know that.
No.
I mean, and that's tough too, because when it's been that long, it's the longer it goes, it's
every day is critical.
Yeah. Sad to say. We do get a little bit of happy news though next.
Yeah, documentary premiered at Sundance, and Michael J. Fox came out to a standing ovation. The documentary, thought I had the name of it in front of me.
No, I'm just kidding. I have no idea.
No, it is something like that though.
I know, and I know Ryan Reynolds actually shared it.
Yeah, sorry, I thought I wrote the name down. I apologize, but yeah, it's basically a documentary about his life and his challenges post career. So, well, not really post career because he's been in stuff. He was hilarious on Curb as himself.
Oh, see, I never saw that.
That was a great episode.
I'm sorry, I'm looking for the documentary. It is Still. It's called Still.
Still, that's it.
Yeah,
that's it.
No, so. Yeah, I mean, it looks good. Yeah.
It's one of those hard to watch documentaries.
It's going to be hard to watch, especially, I think, for Gen Xers. Because we were kids growing up watching that. Yeah. Like, even the older generation, like what do they call them? The early Gen Xers, I don't know. That would be in their mid-50s. They still grew up watching that. They would have been in their teens watching that when we were,
right.
Under 10.
Both movie and film career.
Exactly. And not enough respect given to their frighteners, though.
Right.
Like, seriously, that movie was fucking...
And he's a Canadian boy, so...
Right. MJF is just a great human being. Michael J. Fox, not Maxwell Jacob Friedman, though, right? From fucking AEW, because that guy's a bit of a douchebag. Just saying. I mean, that's his gimmick.
We need to clarify.
But we do have, because he goes by MJF. Like, so let's just clarify for the wrestling fans out there, because we don't want there to be any. Oh, is this guy both guys? Like Aquaman? So, have you been following any of this, Steve?
Yeah, I did hear about this.
Love the Frighteners. Yes, we do. We all do. Yeah. So Jason Momoa, we talked about it, how. And I think I showed the video how they caught him. Remember, he was being interviewed by Comic Book Nation, and they had asked him about the Lobo thing, and he's like, "No, show me." Now, he just came back, and we got this courtesy of I don't know. It says on the bottom here. But just listen to what Momoa had to say here.
Again, it's a mystery, baby. We got, I got some really good news. Great news with Warner Brothers. Amazing. Wish I could tell you, but here it is. Peter, I love you. James, I love you. David. Okay. Mwah! To the future, to the future.
So, what I'm hearing is that not only will he be playing Lobo going forward, but that if there's still to be any Aquaman, he will be playing Aquaman as well. He's got Aquaman Part 2 coming out. It looks like he's going to be playing Lobo for sure. And he might still be doing that. So, yeah.
Yeah, well, it's good to know he won't be going hungry.
Right. I'm going to move one of your stories up here because I got back-to-back. So I'm going to put your happiest guy in the world up next story.
The happiest guy in the world. Yeah, happiest guy. I mean, Ted Lasso is definitely one of the happiest guys in the world. Jason Sudeikis, maybe not so much, given his recent separation. I don't know how he's doing on that. I hope he's doing good because he's a real funny guy and a great actor, and I love him. But, yeah, Ted Lasso season 2, it was a little lackluster for me compared to the first season and the start of the second season. So it's still an enjoyable show, and I'm interested to see where they're going to take it because we did kind of end on a bit of a hanger. And, yeah, I don't know if they said that this is officially going to be the last season, but Apple TV, it's one of their big hit shows, the morning show. So,
well, hey, that's one I haven't caught. I watched the first season of the morning show, liked it, watched the first episode of the second season, and haven't continued. Not sure why. Just wasn't for me. But I've done that with other shows. So, and I don't know about you. Did you watch Bel Air?
I did, and I can't remember if I finished it or not, but I did watch the majority of season 1.
I watched the majority too, and then just stopped.
Yeah.
I don't know why, but season 2 is coming out. They dropped their new trailer, and look who's back. That's right.
That's right. Tatiana Ali will be making an appearance in the upcoming season of Bel Air, but not as Ashley, obviously.
This is
we
your
have an
story.
Ashley.
Yes.
And this isn't going to be like an MCU thing.
No, she is not a multiverse Ashley.
Right.
So this is actually your story, and I just moved. Sorry, I thought I had this story.
Yeah, that's okay.
Well, there you go. Well, hey, I dig it though. I love seeing Ashley back though.
Yeah,
sure. Ali. And I gotta get caught up because I did watch the second season trailer for it, and it looks good. I thought it looks all right. It just makes me want to pick up on the first season.
I didn't stop watching it because I was just like, yeah, okay, I don't like this show, but it was a little slow, but it was interesting though.
Yeah, it just sometimes it felt like I was forcing myself to watch it, and if I feel like I'm forcing myself to watch it, that's almost like the death knell. It's like being in a relationship, when you know it's over, and you're just like, damn, Dan. Oh, why'd I say Dan? Night Court. We're going to talk about it. Let's get to it. But before we do, Night Court reboot scores best comedy debut ratings in more than 5 years on NBC. Naturally. I think just because we hyped it up personally more than any other station in the world did, including NBC.
This is one of those great all-time classic sitcoms. So there's definitely going to be a lot of buzz around it for sure.
Yeah. So I'll say how I felt about it, but why don't you go first? Let everybody know what you thought of the first 2 episodes.
Yeah, I think I like the majority of the cast. Not so much the district attorney, her character.
Oh, I like her.
But the bailiff, the court clerk, even Art's replacement there, the handyman. It seems like he's going to be pretty good. A lot of the jokes really didn't hit for me in those first couple episodes, but I didn't like. I was like, oh, I'm not going to watch this anymore. I'm still interested to see where they take it, and that definitely a huge fan of the original. So I hope it does well.
Me too. I like I said, I like the district attorney. I thought she was funny. I like the whole cast. My hardest part was in that first episode. I had trouble with the bailiff just because her jokes were just so forced. I felt.
Yeah.
And then it got better
was
later
like,
on.
for sure.
And I'm like, so at first I'm like, is she a takeoff of Bull, and she's like just this really dumb character?
Yeah.
But then later she's playing like really angry Roz like character. So I don't know if she's like a mix of it. Oh my god.
Don't say it.
Oh my god.
Don't say it.
Oh my god, please. Dude, I will be so fucking happy. I will cry if Bull and fucking Roz are her parents. I am not. And they're both still alive. Bring them on that show.
As well as Art.
Is Art still alive?
Art's still alive, yeah.
And so is Brett Spiner, of course. And I think he's a no-brainer that he'll be back because he does everything. There's nothing. I don't think he says no to anything.
Right.
And
we hear he's a really super nice guy. So
yeah, exactly. So I would be down for that. I so want to see that be true though. Love the Frighteners. Oh yeah, she can't be Roz and Bull's daughter. Why? Why can't she?
Because you don't want it to be. Was that like she can't?
She can't. Yeah, I know. We need some more. Oh yes. I was gonna say he's got. He does have the exclamation point at the end, so maybe that was
okay.
Yeah. Yeah. I liked it. I'm definitely gonna give it a. I'm gonna watch the whole thing for sure. But I think Dan's arc and going to be a public defender now, and him resenting it and still trying to find the best in it. I think it's perfect. The opening, I was a little cold on until I realized that he was serving papers and that he just hates people. I was like, all right. and he's
and then he was married.
Yeah. He's what's going to make this show though. Make or break the show. The one thing that I'm hearing from everybody, and it's not so much a complaint, it's just people talking about how they're not used to her voice not sounding like Bernadette's. That's how good of an actress she is, I guess. Will got married after his revirgining. Yes, but she could have passed.
Or divorce.
Or she could have left him. I really like the new Night Court. Yeah, me too, Al. I hope we meet Abby's mother and learn more about Dan's wife. But above all, I hope we see Buddy. Is he still alive? John Astin?
Don't. I'm gonna say no.
No. Oh my God. Well, you look that up for us, Greg, because you're our facts guy. But
if he's not dead, and then we apologize and hope he's feeling much better now.
Steve apologizes. I never said I thought you were dead. I just not sure. It's been a hot.
I was just doing my buddy there. I hope he's feeling much better now.
Yeah. He's 92. Oh, okay.
Oh shit.
Wow. Well, good for him. You know what though? Why hasn't he ever commented on any of the Addams Family stuff? Is he just trying to stay out of the limelight now?
My favorite Buddy scene of all time is when he was handing out the wedding invitations, and Mac asked why. I think it was Mac that asked why they were on paper plates, and he said they were 100 for $1 and they fly.
It's sad. I don't even remember that, and I really remember. That's awesome. Man, yeah, that Buddy was great, and I'd love to see more of Buddy as well. I love the show. I hope they bring us everybody back. Honestly, T-minus 5 minutes.
Kickoff
8:00.
I think it's 8:15.
I think he's saying because you said you're going to be off at 8. Buddy Ryan was great. John Astin had a perfect comedic timing. Buddy, wait, oh yes, his last name was Ryan, just like the fucking coach of the one that punched Jeff Fisher in the face.
That's right, yeah.
Rex Ryan and Rob Ryan's fucking dad. Rob Ryan? Rex and what's his brother's name? Being 95, he may have forgotten he was in the Addams Family. He's her grandfather. Night Court. Oh, what? It's on tonight? or you're giving it a 5. T-minus 5 minutes. It better not be on tonight. They better not be up against football. Don't be telling me that shit. I don't know. Are you just playing? Are you crying wolf?
Maybe. I've seen this kid in a few things. He was great. Excuse me. He was great in Hereditary. Fantastic horror movie. But Alex Wolff has been added to the cast of the new Quiet Place sequel, written and starred in by John Krasinski. Did you see this, The Quiet Place?
No, I haven't seen either one of them. No, but I heard they're both really good.
Yeah,
but yeah, no,
not if you like making noise.
I would be dead.
Yeah.
Yeah. We're just gonna say,
everyone would be dead.
Facebook user would not have a good time at all with that. Is this my story next? Must be.
Yep.
All right. Well, so Last of Us, we found out how many episodes there are going to be. There are going to be 9 episodes this season. Was originally going to be 10, but the first 2 episodes they merged into one episode, and that's what they had out last week. Did you see it at all, or?
No, I was hoping that I was going to hear about, or if there was a lot of spoilers from the game first before I watch it, because I've yet to play it, and I really want to play those games. So,
I mean, the first episode, there's so much like frame for frame, word for word from the fucking, like so much so that I'm a little nervous about watching the show because I know how fucked up the game is. Like the game has a lot of jump scares in it, so I was like, oh, if they manage to do that, like just like we're out of nowhere, a clicker's jumping out at, oh my god! And you think Game of Thrones is brutal, and The Walking Dead for killing off people? Yeah, don't get attached to anybody. Don't get attached to anybody, especially in season 2. And I don't even know what's going to go on in season 2. One of my stories got, we're all mixed up here. So we'll put you up next here, though. Talking a little, you can take a swing for the fences here.
Yeah, if you were in the Houston area this last weekend and you weren't at the Sports Expo, you missed out. Corbin Burnson, Charlie Sheen, and Tom Berenger, all from Major League, there doing an appearance.
Wow, I didn't even realize that was Tom.
Right,
Charlie.
If you're in the Western New York area or the Southern Ontario area, Charlie Sheen is going to be doing a viewing of Major League and then an evening with afterwards at Shea's in Buffalo. So,
I wonder if he's going to be doing the Jersey tour too, like going to Kevin Smith's new place.
Maybe
because he hosts a whole bunch of things at his new theater in New Jersey. I think we got to go there one day.
Yeah.
All right, yeah, man, wicked. All right. Well, hey, man, seeing as though we're just hanging out and you're just kind of down the street.
A little bit.
A little bit. Down the highway. Obviously, we're talking about that 90s show. Wow, man, so many sequel series that have come out. Night Court, now that 90s show. And this came out on Netflix, Netflix exclusive. So they're allowed to get away with a little bit more than they were on Fox, which was saying a lot, especially for Fox back then. But yeah, it's out. I watched the full first season. Yeah. I liked the original That 70s Show. Started to fall off a little bit right around the time where Eric was talking about, like Topher Grace was talking about leaving and wanted to be a more serious actor. And then it just seemed like there's so much chaos on the set. I kind of fell off around that point, never got back into it.
Same.
But this one, man, I heard people say, I hear people giving it the backhanded compliment all the time, saying, I really love it for the nostalgia, but there's new kids I can't deal with. And I'm like, well, because we're not kids. You know, we shouldn't be able to relate to, like, we should be able to relate somewhat to them. And I felt like we could. Mm-hmm. They talked about a bunch of stuff but I felt they did a lot of, like, there was a lot of shit they were saying that wasn't 90s stuff. Like, it was like 2000 stuff.
Yeah. I didn't pay that close attention to that. Definitely a lot of the soundtrack and movie references were, talking about Kevin Smith's Clerks and stuff like that. I was like you. I really enjoyed this show at the beginning, kind of fell off near the end. This one, I guess I probably didn't have the highest expectations for it.
Yeah.
I flew through these and I fucking belly laughed almost the whole time.
Oh, no way.
Yeah. The kids not being relatable. I mean, that's I didn't feel like I was like, oh, I love this new character. I love that new character. I just thought the writing was really good,
man.
And it worked.
And I like Leia. I thought Leia was written perfectly.
Yeah. There's more to like than there wasn't.
Yeah,
for me. And I just thought the writing was really good and the jokes really hit well. And we got to see Tommy. No references though to the sister, obviously, who passed in real life, Hyde, or Bob's ex-wife.
Hyde didn't die. He's in jail.
The sister died in real life.
Oh, I thought you said Hyde.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know she had passed.
Yeah.
They didn't even mention her. No, not at all.
Pretty funny show.
Yeah, man. I like it a lot. And I'm looking forward to season 2. I definitely think they'll get a season 2.
I think
they deserve a season 2, that is for sure. Mm-hmm. Speaking of getting another season, we're all out of order, but whatever. I'll go again here. Cobra Kai season 6 is coming our way, as you can see, September 9th on Netflix, and this will be the 6th and final season of Cobra Kai. You a fan?
Yeah, I didn't finish the last season, but yeah, I've seen them all, liked them all.
Same.
Yeah.
I haven't seen the trailer yet. We posted it, and I still haven't watched.
No, I didn't watch it yet either.
I haven't watched it yet. I just posted it and went back to doing my work. But I'm hoping Hilary Swank's the bad guy.
Right.
Should be, right?
Yeah.
The sets are spot on. Yeah, the sets were great on that 90s show. I mean, they didn't change much in 20 years. But then when you look back at your parents' furniture over 20 years, it's like they're just having either. I don't know, man. And if they haven't, you could check underneath the bed for the boogeyman.
Right, because hopefully they still live in your parents' house and not your new house.
That's a 5. 5 seasons? Season 5? I don't know.
The Boogeyman was originally thought, the new Stephen King Boogeyman was thought to be, it was going to be a streaming service release, but the pre-screenings have gone really well, and now they're looking at a big theatrical release June 2nd.
Oh, nice. I don't think I've ever read Boogeyman.
No, me neither.
I mean, to be fair, Stephen King had a lot of books.
Oh.
And I stopped reading those, like most books.
I stopped reading books.
Well, I was reading a lot of novels in high school and shit, and a little bit afterwards. But then we got computers, and between that and video games, and I had kids, it was just nah. Yeah. But yeah, and I also was I was that guy that went on the Dean Koontz fucking run for a bit too. But yeah. Hey man, are you still watching South Park?
I never watched this show religiously, but I do catch episodes here and there, and it is a really funny show. It's just not one of those ones that I've always thought, hey, I gotta watch this,
Yeah. Well, South Park has announced season 26 is coming our way. Which South Park season 24 came out in 2019, and so did season 25. Season 24 was a 4-part Paramount specials all about COVID. Season 25 were 6 episodes plus, this season will be 6 episodes plus 2-part specials called the Streaming Wars. So that will be coming our way. February 8th is when the next season starts. So if you're a South Park fan and you've kept watching all these years, somebody has to be.
Somebody do it. Well, I didn't have this as a story because I didn't care and I don't watch it, but I know someone was watching it because it was like one of the #1 shows for how many years. But NCIS Los Angeles has been canceled after 14 seasons.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah.
Was that? Did I read something that was the actors that wanted it to end though?
I'm not sure. I didn't actually read the story.
I did see you had another story here. Or at least I thought you did. Is this
Yeah.
you?
Oh yes, Megan is. It's hit over $100 million. Huge horror hit to start 2023, and we just found out that there's going to be a sequel that's going to be out in January of 2025 already, titled Megan 2.0.
Well, that's horrifying. I know I haven't seen it, but I think I can watch this one. It reminds me of Chucky. Yeah. None of those movies ever bothered me. They were more comedy than anything else.
I must not have uploaded the pick for this next one because I have one more written down here. I think we talked about the Cloverfield sequel coming next week or next year.
Yeah, I think we talked about it last
from the
week.
Original. Now we know Matt Reeves is working on a Buster Keaton biopic starring Rami Malek.
Yeah, I saw that. I think Rami could pull that off.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a decent actor, but that's a tough one, man, because Buster Keaton did all his own stunts, and Rami's one of those method actors, and I'd hate to see him do the building where they drop the whole side of the building, and Buster Keaton just standing in the right spot. Yeah, yeah, man. Those were the days. And
he's not invincible.
No, he's not invincible. But you know who is? This kid right here. Invincible dropped a teaser, not a trail, like a trailer for season 2. There's just a teaser or telling of when the next season will start, and it was just Invincible. And I always forget this alien's character name, but it's Seth Rogen that's voiced by, but he's a main part of the comic books. And it's just the two of them talking about why it takes so long. And they legit go in the teaser talking about, well, you know, we have to design these things and we need panels and we need artists to do. I was like, oh, okay, they're going the whole meta way here. All of that just to say that the new season will start late 2023.
Awesome.
Yeah, man. So yeah, that was my last story.
Yeah, that's it. That's all I got.
Sweet. Well, I showed you the quick hands TikTok video, and I'm gonna leave us off with my favorite TikTok video of the week. I want to see how long it takes you to get this here.
This is the sap axe. Just remember it's only intended to be used for aromatherapy. First, I find a pine cone with a lot of sap on it. I scoop the sap off the scale of the pine cone and scrape it into my glass jar. I keep scooping and scraping until my jar is filled with sticky, icky sap. Then I drill a 1/2-inch hole into this stump that I like to meditate at. I take this glass sculpture I got from a sculpture store and put it in the hole. I take a big old scoop of sap with the sap axe and then set it aside for later. Using my creme brulee torch, I heat up the glass sculpture. I ready the axe while the glass cools and then dab the sap into the middle of the glass sculpture. I waft the incense over my face and give thanks. I set the sap axe aside, contemplate life, and prepare to repeat the process.
You gotta get me one of them sap axes.
I need a sap axe as well. I love it. It's just like you just dab it in. I gotta admit though, I can't remember how much sap I've ever seen come out of one of those.
Right.
Right. That's awesome. Anyway, so that's it for my TikToker of the week. And hey, man, we rushed through that show. Game hasn't started yet. You still got time, so I don't know. Smoke them if you got them, and enjoy the game. Big game tomorrow night. Tomorrow night or tomorrow day?
Bills and Bengals are at 3, and then Niners Cowboys at 6:30.
Oh, all right. Well, good luck tomorrow. It's going to be a big game. Winner of that game, I think. I mean, it's too hard to say. I was going to say I think that the winner of that game goes to the Super Bowl, but KC, man, KC's KC. so hard to bet against Patrick Mahomes.
Well, we'll see how Mahomes' ankle is next week.
Yeah. Well, he's got some time. Anyways, you got anything else?
That's it, man.
All right, brother. Well, folks, we mentioned it last week, the last few weeks. I will get them started, and I will start pushing out tomorrow the first round of our March Geekness, and I'm just gonna put a bunch of categories up there and a bunch of stuff. And if you guys want to contribute to any of that, just let me know. I'm going to be asking around, though, and I'll put it out to people. But it'll probably mostly just be on my Facebook page. Anyways, though, for the Wellandwingnut, it's your boy Zeus. Hope you all have a great Super Bowl. Well, not even. Divisional playoff weekend.
There you go.
From the Wellandwingnut.